Welcome to Rugby Chat for yet another year. Welcome to ODT Rugby Chat for another week. Look, we're going to take a different tack this week. Apparently, Colts Rugby is about to start, and we're 3/4 of the way through the Prem competition, and Colts Rugby is now starting. So we're changing position. We brought on a couple of the Colts coaches, and we've got Ricky Turbo Stewart from Taieri, worst ever halfback that played for them. And we've got self-acclaimed super coach too, Jimmy Columb from Alhambra-Union, who rates himself as a better supervisor than a coach. So welcome along, lads. Look, it's going to be a big year this year because we've got, well, you guys probably don't think so, but in terms of publicity, with Otago and Southland boys coming on board, it just adds a bit more profile to this competition, I think. So, Jimmy, look, how do they? We'll delve into a bit, but what do they add bringing these two teams in?
Firstly, Paul, I think, I don't know what I'm doing here actually. I've been publicised as the world's worst coach, and we've got
It's a bit harsh.
Jimmy the Dwarf's brother over there, who hasn't even coached the game yet, to come and talk about Colts Rugby.
So we should have brought Waldo and Supercoach 1. Right,
would have been fair.
Right.
But yeah, OBs, Southland boys, I think OBs will be particularly strong. It's just going to depend on depth with them and how many injuries they're going to have throughout the season. But Supercoach, what is he, 4?
Ryan Martin. He's under pressure. He hasn't won a game for Kike yet.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a tough old run up there, but they'll be pretty well drilled, and I think any of the Colts boys that have them early on, they're going to be pretty hard to beat just because they're going to be a lot more structured and a lot more fitter than us at the moment. Okay,
let's Turbo, we'll bring you in. Being the world's worst punter, can you confirm how bad a punter you are?
Well, I'd like to know where you got the information from.
Jimmy gave me that information.
Yeah, well, it's probably pretty limited.
He still owes Doctor $100.
Doctor. Well, it's been cool. But anyway, probably just furthering off what Jimmy said, PD, I think, probably never playing a Premier League game, probably, classifying himself as quite a top coach.
Yeah, it's a big call, isn't it?
To make something like that.
Yeah.
And being a 10, in his junior days, you certainly see with the midriff spread now, prior to the marital status.
Just on that, I just want to clarify, I was obviously a 10. My mentor was obviously Andrew Murdens, but now I'm certainly modelling myself on Shag Hansen at the moment. I think that's probably fair.
Well, I just can't picture you as a first five at all, to be perfectly honest. I just really can't see that. Yeah. And because you were one of the Whispering Death, Ellie McMurrin's pet halfbacks in your day. So look, is this your first year coaching the Eels?
It is, PD, yeah.
Who coached the Eels out there, Colts, last year?
So previous was obviously V, who's made the step up to Prairie Colts. So Nathan Young and myself.
Oh, Nathan Young. What is he adding? Exactly. He certainly won't be adding to the intelligence of the two of you.
He operates in an interesting way, but to be fair, he's direct and probably commands a lot of respect. But you guys have played the Otago boys in pre-season, is that correct? Yeah.
So how did that go?
Oh, to be fair, mate, I thought, being a proud OBs myself, I thought, to be fair, they were pretty good. They obviously have a number of probably 4 or 5 real big kids, and then probably the rest of the kids are probably just, on par and just schoolboys that could look to, get pushed around a wee bit later on.
Yep.
But, 4 or 5 kids that have serious potential for sure and going forward.
So did they win the game?
Yeah, they did.
But I think Jimmy makes a good point. Now, these guys coming into the first 3 or 4 games of the season, they're going to be a lot further down the track than you guys because they'll be training 5-6 days a week. They'll have 2 or 3 training sessions a day. You guys, you'd get 2 training sessions a week.
One and a half.
One if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If your grounds are in.
Yeah,
you're telling me the grounds are out as well. How can the grounds be out? Tracks are hard.
Exactly, mate. And again tonight, I've got the text story, mate, out again.
So where do you train with it?
Well, so where do you train, PD? You get sent to mate, she's full. She's full, you can't get in there, so it's, car park, where we run her.
Right. So the thing is, you coming into your first game, now those kids will be, as I said, training 5-6 times a week. So for the first 3 or 4 rounds, should we expect Southland boys and the Otago boys to be winning their early round games?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they've got Harbour first up for OB, so that's going to be probably one that they'll look to win that, and obviously it's just going to be whoever they get in those first few weeks. I mean, if they get the varsities, Tairis, Marcos, Southerns in those first few weeks, then we may look to see Ryan Martin Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many points they can pick up if they play those top teams.
Well, let's bring you back in Turbo. So who do you look? I mean, I know it's early days, but looking, you guys have got a bit of a feel. You've seen a lot of these kids playing over the last couple of weeks. So who do you think right now? Which 4 teams do you see making the top 4 in Colts rugby? Well, just give me that before we do that. How's the competition going to work? You've got what, 10 teams?
11 teams.
11 teams.
11 teams.
Do you play a full round?
Full round and then four games.
And then you play top 4.
And then top 4. Yeah.
Right. So who do you see right now being in that top 4?
Well, Peter, from the word we're getting is that the Sharks are absolutely unstoppable, and
it's not what I'm hearing
from multiple sources.
Right.
I've heard this, PD.
Right.
And I mean, let's be honest, mate. You get the Southerns, you get your Varsities. I mean, Prim Colts has been the same for years.
So you reckon those 3 teams will be there?
Yeah, for sure.
Who goes in 4?
Well,
you guys made the final last year.
Yeah, and I've got to be honest, mate. I'll definitely put us in that 4 bracket for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Jimmy, bringing you in. Who is the 4 coming the end of the year for you?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, 1 and 2, obviously, Marco's Varsity are looking pretty strong.
So Varsity, even though you've stolen 10 of their players, how did you steal 10 of their players?
We just but like the Landers in 2013, we went off the field and not on. So a few of the boys have jumped ship and saw the light and realised that we've got.
Were they top Colts players, or did they come up from that team down below?
They're Prem Colts boys. So there's a few who've gone to Prems and P2s, and then we've picked up about 3 in our Prem Colts.
Right. So back to that. Where do you see the top 4 being?
Well, I think 1 and 2 Varsity Marcos, and then
are they the top 2 sides? You think they're the top 2 sides right now? Because you've played Varsity, haven't you?
Yep, we've played Varsity. They're going to be pretty strong. They always are.
Yep.
And then the Marcos, and then I think those last 2 spots are probably going to be the ones that everyone's going to scrap for. OBs will obviously throw their head in the ring there for those last 2 spots, and we'll just see
where it goes. You don't see Alhambra. How are you guys shaping up?
The good thing about us is we've got a bit of experience this year. We've got a lot of 2nd, 3rd years, and I think we've got about 4 or 5 4th years. So that's a big thing, really. And I think experience wins this comp. So hopefully, if we've got a reasonably good depth, and we don't get plucked too much from the Prems, I think we've got a good chance.
So Ricky, how do you see that going? I mean, you've come out of that Otago boys system. So look, you're going to have 2nd, and he's got 3rd year Colts playing. Yep. A lot of these kids are still 16, 17, 18. How do they shape up against 2nd and 3rd year Colts players? Well, there's a big difference in age and experience.
I mean, there is a massive difference. I think one of my last years was in the Prem Colts division. I mean, it's a massive difference, that 2 year spread in age, and I think you'll notice, like you say, if they're going to hit the ground running, they want to make their wins happen real early doors, because going on as natural attrition takes place,
they'll get injuries.
They're going to take injuries, mate. There's some of these boys that aren't quite as physically developed.
Okay. Right, let's quickly look at the games this weekend then. So the first big game we want to talk about is obviously you guys are playing each other, another reason for getting you both in. So you're tracking okay. Can you beat Taieri?
Yeah, I think so. Yep, definitely. Obviously playing out at Eel Park.
Oh, I can't believe you got it. Was that game changed on your head?
Taieri, Kiwi Cricket Taieri decided we would do the right thing and change the game.
So every Eel team plays at home this weekend?
Yeah, so obviously Prince of the Plains 100th, hopefully we can be the gatecrasher of the party.
Right, so look, tell me about this. So tell me about the Charlie thing, and then also tell me about why all these games are at home. Why do you get such special treatment out there?
Well,
Mike Casey must be throwing the cash around.
He's certainly not there, PD. I don't think at all, mate. I think, we've got the Prem 2s and the Prem Colts playing prior, obviously, as a curtain raiser, which is obviously a good opportunity for the club.
Yep.
I mean, for Charlie's, obviously, he's been there since the start of the rebuild, and obviously, once the boys got from the Prem 2 to the Prem section. So I think, if anyone is deserving of it in the club rugby, the man's, he breeds blue and gold essentially, and he's probably,
Right, we'll accept that.
Figure.
We'll accept that. So how do you guys beat these guys?
Well, I'd like to think we would, PD. I mean, I'm looking for my first training probably tonight in 3 weeks.
It's pretty tough. Same with
you
guys.
Mate.
But
it's no excuse. I mean,
it's just one of those things. Everybody's doing the same thing.
I will say just on that though, like I heard Ralph last week mention about, we got Hyde Street in the way and we had holidays, but we've always, with Colts rugby, you've always got holidays or something going on. We should have had
2 or 3 games out of the way. I will agree on that.
The other thing I feel sorry for is the likes of the Pirates and those sort of guys where they're battling at Prem rugby. They're in week 5, so they've already picked up 5 weeks of injuries at Prem's level, and those Colts boys are already plucked out, so they haven't even had a fair
Harbour versus Otago boys.
Otago boys, mate.
You know Otago boys. Pirates and Zingaree. They could be Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates.
Zingaree might be struggling this grade.
Jury's out.
So the big game then, University versus the Marcos. How's that going to go?
Well, I'm based on what I'm hearing, mate, it's hard to go past the Marcos.
Right. What do you think?
Marcos.
Marcos. And then Kike versus how strong are Kike? They're playing the Magpies.
Kike have they'll be there or thereabouts. So just gonna just really depend as well with their prems battling away as well how much they can hold in depth. But they're not a bad side. Yeah.
Okay. Righto, boys. Look,
Magpies will win that.
even though we're talking about Colts rugby, we better update the ever popular Form 15. So I've only got a few changes to make, so you can help me through these. I'm dropping Connor Fafita because I don't think he exists. I don't think is there actually a player called Connor Fafita?
There is. Yeah.
Well, he's out. So we're bringing in Tony Ensor, who nearly beat from reading the ODT on Monday, nearly beat the Eels on his own.
He did play well.
Did he play well? Did you watch the game?
Yeah, did watch the game, yeah.
So the white bait's in, and we're also going to throw in Matt Faddis. We're going to kick out Lockie Moore. I don't think he's actually played that much, Lockie Moore. So he's gone, and Matt Faddis, he's been playing some good code. He deserves a crack.
Yeah.
There's a few other things. Josh Casey still deserved to be here.
For sure.
Right.
I would go to your boy actually on Josh Casey. I thought Greg Dyer was outstanding in the weekend.
Playing some good codes, good player. I think he goes a long way. Let's move into the forwards. We're going to make some changes. Mike Colwell, gone.
That's tough. Stole
Yeah.
all your lineup all on the weekend.
Alhambra-Union boy gone. I'm putting in Josh Larson.
Yeah.
Gives 100% every week for
Does.
Taieri.
Yeah, workhorse.
And I'm throwing out Micah Murphy. I thought he was lucky to be there anyway. And I'm putting this boy in. What did you think? He is big. He's very good going forward.
He's going to be a great acquisition for Otago, that's for sure. Yeah, he's serious.
You liked him?
Yeah, once he gets a bit fitter, he's going to be pretty unstoppable, I think.
Righto. So just remember that name, Matthew Vai. We better talk quickly about the Prem games this weekend. We'll start with the Pirates Zingaree. Pirates at home.
Pirates at home, yeah. I'd probably still
go
take
Zingaree.
Yeah.
They had a few out last week, Zingaree. That's probably where they got tipped up by Harbour.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
It'll be good to see the Rats get up, wouldn't it? They're due.
They're due.
Yeah, obviously they're coming off a win, so let's hope they can continue it.
Green Island Kike.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I think Kike. Yeah.
Kike must be
Yeah,
starting.
I honestly think quite comprehensively too.
Right.
They were quite good.
Okay.
not as bad
the
as
big
well.
one. The Onion are playing Harbour down there.
Yeah, down at Port, that's going to be a tough ask for the boys. You'd like to think we'll get up on that, but yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, to be fair, the one place you don't want to go and play rugby
It's down there.
Down there, mate.
It's
To be
ugly.
honest,
It's just an ugly place
It's
to
just
play.
no good.
Especially
You're
with this
picking,
weather.
you're picking Harbour. So Taieri in the big game out there, Charlie's 100th game. Taieri versus Varsity. Should be too strong, shouldn't it?
I think Taieri will be too strong.
They would have got a kick up the arse last week.
Yeah, massively so, mate.
Yeah.
Take parades and the guard of honours, you know, and I think
Right.
land the boys home.
Got to go varsity, don't we?
Okay.
PD?
Yeah, well, I can't see it. Not the way Varsity have travelled.
Be nice though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be great to see that ruin Charlie's 100th game with Varsity winning. Flanagan would be they'd be carried out armchair right out of the place. All right, on probably the big game of the weekend, all said and done, two unbeaten teams, Southern and Dunedin. How do you see that going?
Yeah, I think probably Southern from just based on what I've seen, maybe just a little too powerful front.
Yeah, Dunedin's going to be all about who they get this weekend, really.
Who's available to play.
Yeah, I think that's a big string to Dunedin's bow at the moment. Obviously, having Gareth last week, he was pretty influential in that game, and Trent at the back, so they're probably likely to get Trent. Gareth maybe not, so we'll just see how that plays out. But from what I've seen, I'd say Southern at a squeak.
Southern at a squeak. Righto, boys, look, we're just about to wrap it up. Just remember the two big games this week. We've got the Alhambra-Union playing the Eels and Colts. I'm picking a draw in that game. And in the Southern Dunedin game, well, look, I'm thinking Southern should win it, but I'm not picking them because I don't like them, so I'm going to stick with the Sharks. And just remember, next week we're going to announce the Spates initiative. Snowy from Spates has come up with a new competition which will run on the back page of the paper. We're looking for the Volunteer of the Month from any club in the Otago regions. They can be South Otago, Central Otago or town competition. We're looking for a Volunteer of the Month, and Snowy will go out personally and hand deliver that prize, which will be a frightening thought in itself. And we'll talk to you again next week.